volunteer can go in and pull up something on the water cycle, the rock cycle, force, motion, energy, those kinds of things, and get a 2-hour content jump meant for the adult that gives you really deep, solid content background that really is focused on what the national standard is looking at. And so it's a really great background piece for you. The other thing you can do is you can say, I'm working in DC, and you can pull up the grade 5 standard for DC, and you can say, I'm looking for a physical science activity to do. And up will come all of our articles that have hands-on activities with complete lesson plans and linkage to the state standard and also the national standard. And so that's a resource you just might find useful. And as the next generation standards become available, we'll reset all of the correlation standards to fit that. Questions? Yes, sir.
Yes.
One other thing, and then we'll get your question. I also gave you an article on engineering and how it's built in. And the reason I said it's really going to be neat is because science isn't an individual practice. It's a group experience. No scientist, or none that you like, works alone. It's almost always a group process. And
nobody will believe you.
if you worked alone. And so same thing is true for engineering. And the thing is that once you've learned how something works, you may want to take that knowledge and apply it to a societal problem and create a solution. And that's where engineering comes in. And engineering, too, is a collaborative process. And so one of the beauties of the new framework really is acknowledging the group social process of science and engineering, and also acknowledges the practical application of learning about science and then translating that science into a practical application. And so you can learn about force and motion by doing balloons, going, but then if you ask the kids in groups to start building rocket balloons, using different designs and refining those designs, the interaction you start seeing in the classroom is pretty dramatic. And so that's the other article I gave you here about taking a look at that. Your question.